What's up, guys, and happy 4th of July to all of you. Thank you so much for popping into this video. If you are doing so today, if you're not and you're watching this on a later date, thank you so much, and hope you had a good holiday, and it's Independence Day. So, I had a few films that I could have talked about, but to celebrate its 20th anniversary, we're talking about National Treasure. What makes this movie so special? Now, I don't think this is like a great film, but I think this is a very good film. After rewatching it today, the things that hold it back from being a great movie are, look, the opening, I feel like it's a little rocky. The opening scene in the Arctic, I feel like there's a lot of humor in that scene that just kind of falls flat, especially from the Riley character. The Riley character in the second movie is a lot better from what I remember. In this film, he's kind of a bumbling idiot, but at times he's not. Like sometimes his humor works, but sometimes his humor doesn't work. So this film, the characters kind of hit or miss for me. Where I think in the second film, which I haven't rewatched, but from what I remember, that character works a lot better in the second movie. You get introduced to Ben Gates, and you realize the passion that this guy has of trying to find this treasure, and how he's kind of working with Sean Bean's character, who I think Sean Bean and Jon Voight are the highlights of the movie for me. Sean Bean is really good in this, and guess what? He doesn't die. A lot of the movies he's in, or TV shows, he's killed off. He survives in this, but he does get arrested, but he doesn't get killed. So I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, he's working with Sean Bean, and you kind of get some bits of dialogue where you realize, okay, Sean Bean, he's got unlimited resources, and he knows people, and he's smart himself, and he writes the checks, and basically he's been working with Ben Gates for a couple years trying to find this treasure. So he was basically looking for someone to finance his endeavors. That was Sean Bean's character. And then when they don't see eye to eye, when they realize, okay, the next clue is on the back of the Declaration of Independence, and Sean Bean's like, hey, look, I got the people, we can go ahead and steal it. There's a couple scenes that play out where they're trying to talk to the FBI, they're trying to talk to Diane Kruger's character, saying, look, somebody's going to steal this thing, you got to try to protect it. They don't believe him. Nobody takes him seriously. So he says, you know what? Nobody's taking me seriously. The way to protect this thing, I got to steal it myself. So that's when the movie starts to pick up. When you get that scene at the gala and he steals the Declaration of Independence. And I think that's the way that a lot of people remember this movie. It's like, what's National Treasure? Is that the movie where he steals the Declaration of Independence? I just feel like that's kind of the stamp of this movie and how it's remembered. And I think the movie is pretty exciting, which is why it's also very memorable. And the character of Ben Gates, played by Nicolas Cage, he's just a really good character. He's a really well developed character, and I think Nicolas Cage does a great job playing him. Like I said, some of the humor doesn't work in the opening of the film, but I do think it gets stronger as it goes, as we meet Jon Voight and the relationship he has with his father. He doesn't want to support his endeavors trying to find this treasure, but at the same time, he is his son and he's going to offer him pizza. And as they're, investigating and doing the things with the lemons with the declaration on the table, he thinks it's ancient animal skin. And he's still curious. He's like, hey, it needs heat. He's smart. So at the same time, you still get a bit of character with him as well. So I enjoyed that. I mean, I do think the movie is a little cheesy overall, but it's just very memorable. I mean, it's really entertaining. It's really well done. You know who also is great in this movie? Harvey Keitel is also great in this movie as the FBI agent. But you want to know the best thing about this movie? It's not Nicolas Cage. It's not the screenplay, which I think is very strong, other than its attempts at humor and some of the editing as well. I don't think is great. It feels very much like 2004 with the editing at times. It's very stylized, and then there's some slow motion in the movie that I didn't think worked. But the best thing about this film is Trevor Rabin's score. The music and soundtrack to this movie. I used to have the CD. Unfortunately, I don't know if I still have that CD. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. But regardless, you listen to the playlist on YouTube, and the themes to this movie are phenomenal. This, I think, is one of the the best film soundtracks. There's a lot of scores out there, but I think Trevor Rabin's National Treasure 2 scores are terrific. They are so embedded into this film. When you hear the music, you say, oh yeah, that's National Treasure. It feels just like it belongs, and it fits perfectly. So that's something that I definitely wanted to mention. So if you're blasting off fireworks tonight, play Trevor Rabin's National Treasure theme. The track, I believe, is called Ben. For the first movie, it plays a ba-na-na-na-na. And then if you want more of that, you can listen to the page 47 track, which is from the credits of the second movie, where it's a little more prominent. But it's great music, really incredible stuff. And at the end of the day, National Treasure is a film to watch on Independence Day. Let's, watch a film where they steal the Declaration of Independence, but for good reason. And it is returned at the end of the film, so that the Declaration was in good hands. And yeah, this movie is just, stands the test of time. Other than the few gripes I have with it, it's a 4 out of 5 star film for me. It's one of my favorite, if not favorite, Nicolas Cage performances. And look, if I have time, I would love to talk about the second movie, because I do think I like the second film more than the first film. I think the second movie got rid of the slow motion. It got rid of a lot of the stylized editing. Even though I think there is some in that movie, I would love to rewatch it, because I just like the story of the second one a little more, and I do think it's more a little emotionally resonant uh, with that second movie. But this one's great as well, and I do hope we get a National Treasure 3. I hope it happens. And I hope it gets a 4K release. Look, the Blu-ray to this is okay. The sound is really good, but the picture could be better. We need a 4K transfer of this movie and the second movie. Look, Jerry Bruckheimer with the Pirates of the Caribbean films, they tried it with Curse of the Black Pearl and failed miserably with that 4K release. We need somebody like Criterion or just some boutique label to pick up these films and release them on 4K Blu-ray. That's my wish, along with hopefully eventually getting a National Treasure 3. So that's my thoughts on National Treasure. Guys, comment down below. Are you going to watch the film for its 20th anniversary? What movie do you plan on watching on the 4th of July, Independence Day? Do you plan on watching a film? What is the film you plan on watching? Leave that down below. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We got a lot of exciting reviews on the channel right now. Some big ones for A Quiet Place Day 1, Inside Out 2. We got some of the new Netflix films, Trigger Warning and A Family Affair. Those reviews are up now. And reviews coming in the future, we got Maxine, we got The Exorcism, The Bike Riders, a lot of exciting things coming to the channel. So guys, you can follow me on Twitter and or X at RyanKing72, and Instagram and TikTok at KingArises131. And that's about it for me. Thank you so much for watching my review for the 20th anniversary of National Treasure. Happy 4th of July, guys, and we'll see you next time.